So all you beautiful people, I hope you have had or are having a fantastic day. If you're new around here, welcome. My name is Salam Albar, the teenager that talks about teenage stuff because there isn't enough of it on the internet. If you guys missed it in the past video, the goal is to hit 150 subscribers by the end of the year. We really haven't got a lot of time. What is it now? It's almost October, so around that 3-month mark. So guys, please, I'd be super appreciative if you hit that subscribe button. Also smash that like button whilst you're there and turn on post notifications to never miss another one of my videos. Now that I'm done plugging myself, today's video is going to be about the assessment structure of the MYP. I know a lot of you have been requesting that I make more MYP guides. It's probably the reason you found my channel, because my MYP video, it's probably because it's my first video, has been doing so well recently. For some of you out there who are in the IB, I'm sorry, this video isn't going to be for you because the MYP or your GCSEs, IGCSEs, done. For those of you that have come to my channel for MYP content, here it is. The wait is over. I believe this video is going to help you out tremendously because when I first came into the MYP, I was super confused about the assessment structure, and I've actually gotten a lot of messages recently asking me how much do formatives matter for, how much do summatives matter for, so I'm going to sum it up all for you in this one video. Now, although you may not be doing the MYP, this may or may not apply to your curriculum. If you're doing the IB, this does apply to your curriculum, but the end of years are a little different. They count for a lot more than your MYP does. Now that being said, that's not to say you shouldn't try on your assessments. Guys, try on every single one of your assessments, no matter if they're formative or summative, how much they count for, even if they're a quiz. Your teachers are taking every single one of them into account, and of course, your behavior in class and your work ethic. If your teacher is someone like my chemistry teacher, every quiz matters. Every single quiz that you do in class goes towards your predicted grades. And now that I'm in the IB, those quizzes determine whether or not I can get into one of my dream universities or not. So they matter more than ever. That's why I say, guys, no matter what quiz, try your best. Let's get started with the first one, formatives. Now, these are small exams. So your quizzes, maybe your online summatives, something like that, they occur pretty frequently, especially if you're in the IB. If you're in the MYP, maybe not so often, but they make a marginal difference in your end of year report, in your in-school report. You'll mostly be using your formatives to boost certain criteria, boost certain grades. But the good thing about formatives is that they usually can't lower any of your already existing grades. So formatives, by far the least serious assessment out of all the ones that we'll be talking about today. Once again, try on every single one of your assessments, try on your formatives, because if you are in the IB, those formatives are going to count towards your predicted grades, and they're going to determine whether or not you might be able to get into university or not. Now guys, we're going to be moving on nice and quick. Summatives. Summatives, they're the typical assessment. They're the typical test that you do, you know, the night before, you study, you grind, and you go into school the next day and you do the test. It's a standard summative assessment. Those grades do go on your in-school report card. So summatives are pretty serious tests and they count for a large percentage of your grades. Now, of course, these summatives are going to be occurring a lot less frequently than formatives are. Typically, you'll get a summative at the end of every topic or unit that you do just to check back on your understanding, and you'll get a grade for that. And that grade will go on either your mid-year report, your interim report, or whatever report that your school gives you. Now, these summatives, they usually assess a criteria. Formatives, maybe not, maybe it's more like a general assessment, but they can assess criteria as well. But summatives, they always assess a criteria, especially in the MYP. So you've got your criteria, your A's, your B's, your C's, and your D's. Now, if you're not familiar with these, each criteria is essentially an aspect of a subject. So in languages, criteria A, I'm pretty sure, is listening. Criteria B is reading comprehension. C is writing, and D is speaking. Don't quote me on that. I don't quite remember the criteria exactly, but that's usually it. For English, it's going to be something different. For computer sciences, it's going to be something different. But those criteria are just aspects of your subject. Now, the summative assessments assess either 1, 2, 3, or all 4 of those criteria. So assessments where you're going to be getting assessed on all 4 criteria, they're going to be massive. So for example, in one of your humanities, you might have a huge research task to do that assesses all 4 criteria. You'll rarely see assessments that you'll sit in school for all 4 criteria. So you'll never go into school and do a math test that's going to be worth all 4 criteria. It's always going to be some form of project. Now work hard on your summatives, because the report that you're going to get, it's going to be A, B, C, and D. And the grade that you manage to achieve on your summatives, that's going to be the one that's reflected on your in-school report. Guys, we're going to be moving on to your mid-year exams. Now, these are more important than summatives, but less important than end-of-year tests. Mid-year exams are tough. They usually assess a wide range of topics. So for example, everything you've done up until that point, maybe from the start of the year. So for me, I've got my mid-years coming up at around January, and they occur once per year. So January is about the halfway mark of year 12 for me. So everything that I've learned through all my subjects up until that point is going to be assessed. So they're going to be pretty huge exams, and they're going to count a lot. They're going to count more than summatives. They're going to have more of a weightage in your report. So your in-school report is going to be heavily dependent on these summatives. And if you're in the IB, those are probably going to be a large contributing factor to your predicted at the end of year 12. Now, the big daddy, the Mac daddy of all assessments for the MYP. This is going to be very specific to the MYP, the e-assessments. Now, the reason they're e-assessments is because they're online. They're done on a computer in an examination hall. For most people, it's going to be their first serious educational exam. So previously, you had small little exams, but this is getting externally assessed. These exams count for everything. It's a culmination of the 2 years of education that you've just been through, years 10 and 11 of the MYP. You're going to have 6 to 7 e-assessments, depending on what subjects you chose. So probably 2 sciences, 1 humanity, language A, then there's your interdisciplinary unit, and then there's one more that I'm forgetting. Mathematics, of course, that's the one, because that's probably the hardest one to do on the computer. Now, you may have 70 assessments depending on if you picked an extra subject, but essentially, they're your end of years. Like in any other curriculum, they matter the most. Because they're getting externally assessed, you're gonna get a report separate from your school report. About midway through the summer where you finish year 11, you're gonna get a big, fat, juicy email from your MYP coordinator that says, voila, here are your results. And at that point, you're gonna crap yourself. That's okay, because all of us do. You're gonna see your report, that's going to determine what subjects you can take in the IB. You need a minimum score of 5 to be able to take a subject at HL in the IB. So work really hard, because this will determine what subject you can take in the IB, and it'll be the starting point of your career. Now, of course, this is a one and done sort of thing. They only happen at the end of year 11, so you'll have to worry about them once, but that worry, it's an immense one. Hey guys, it's as simple as that. I hope this video clarified some of the doubts you may have had about what type of assessments you'll be having during the 2 years that you take MYP for. I know this topic was really unclear for me when I first entered the MYP, and some of you might be finding it difficult as well, so I hope this video was able to help you. And guys, if you have any questions or have any requests for videos about the MYP that you want me to make, leave them down in the comments below. I respond to every single one of them, and I love listening to your video ideas. That's why I can bring you videos like this, and that's why I can bring content that you'll actually want to watch. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'd be super appreciative if you hit that like button down below. It helps me tremendously. You have no idea how much it helps get my content out there, get it into the YouTube algorithm. It's probably the reason you were able to find this video, because someone else before you liked one of my videos. If you're feeling extra generous, share this video with your friends, someone who might be doing the MYP just like you. And without further ado, guys, stay safe, work hard, achieve your dreams, and I will see all of you later.